Hi, it's Gary. Welcome to Inkvent day number 9. We're ploughing on with this, aren't we? So let's find door number 9. This is my Diamine Inkvent calendar. Door number 9 is, here we go, door number 9. Do you know, sometimes some of these numbers, they're so hard to see. Let's open the door. Let's see what we've got today. So the label, it looks like it's a nice blue colour. And it's called Storm, but it doesn't want to come out of the calendar. Here we go. Let's pop the calendar away to one side. Day number 9, Storm. Wow, that looks nice, a nice blue colour. I do like blues, not the standard blues, but ones that are slightly different. This, it's a shimmering. So it'd be interesting to see what we get out of that. Can I see anything at the bottom? Ah, there we go. So that looks like I'm going to call it more of a silver kind of shimmer. Be interesting to see what it looks like when we swatch and write with it. I'm just going to take off the wrapper. So here we are. Here's the tub back. Now, whilst I was taking the wrapper off, I did take the opportunity to agitate the bottle quite a lot. Normally, the only thing I really get to agitate a lot is my wife, so I quite enjoyed doing that. Let's take the top off and let's get this going. There we go, the top's off. Fetching in the swatch card. So this is a colouring card, and the first tool we're going to use, it's this. This is a Pilot Parallels with that 6mm even blade. So we've dipped it in. Let's see what we've got. Wow, this looks like a really nice, I'm going to call it a grey-blue colour. Reminds me a little bit of Stormy Seas. So I think, yeah, I can understand where the name Storm comes from. Let's get a load of this in the middle to give that shimmer the best opportunity of coming out in that. And then one final pass down the side. Okay. Now I'm using the Serendipity dip pen with a broad nib. So we've got Diamine Inkvent 2021 day 9, and this is simply called Storm. I think that looks really nice. Let me just pop these to one side so they can dry. Right, let's fetch in the notepad. Just going to move this ink back a little bit so I don't end up spilling it all. Here's our notepad. This is an endless recorder notepad, and it's got 68 GSM Tomoe River paper. Just going to give the pen another little bit of a dip, and let's start writing. So day 9, Storm. I like this colour. Drying times, immediate. Wow, looks very wet, doesn't it? 10 seconds. 30 seconds. Finally, 1 minute. After a minute, well, there's still some wetness in there. So not the fastest drying ink. And one of the things I've noticed with a lot of the inks so far is they have been fairly wet. Although the past couple of days, they weren't as bad. But most of these inks have been fairly wet when I've been doing my testing. Let's do some writing. There we go. Nice colour there. I don't know, as I say, it looks like, I mean, it's definitely blue, but it looks like a fairly grey blue. Now, I don't know, would you call that a blue-black? I'm not very good with naming what the colours are, so, you know, I can't put my hand on my heart and say that's what it is, but I like it. It looks quite unusual. Let's leave this to dry. When we come back, we'll take a final look at it. We'll look at the swatch card again, look at some ink comparisons, and also at the chromatography for this ink. Pop this away, then I'll fetch in my remaining Advent items for today. So next up, it's my Advent calendar, Star Wars, The Mandalorian, The Child, the mouthful to get out and talk about it. So we're looking for day 9. Where's day 9? Here we are. We're right up at the top this time. So let's dig on in. See what we've got. Hello, friend. Hello, everyone. Let's pull this out. There we go. Do you know, some days these come out easier than others. So today we've got a star. Really nice. Pop this to one side and I'll fetch in my bag from my wife. Well, today's bag, it's a big one. Look at that, doesn't even fit under the camera. My wife's been collecting stuff over the year. The idea being that there would be one small stationery or humorous type gift per day. Well, let's take a look what's in here. It does feel heavy, which is a good thing. Oh, I found something. Let's pull it out gently. I managed to crack on the mic as I was taking it out of the bag, and we're upside down. So what have we got here? Will it fit in the camera? Just about. This is a Marvel Fanfare notebook. Let's open it up just quickly. So we've got blue lines in there. At the bottom here, I don't know if you can see it. Let me move it into camera. This is by a company called Typo. This is an Australian stationery retailer. I've had quite a few Typo notepads. Not had one this big before though. The paper, it does feel a little bit on the thin side. So I'll know better when I get to test it. If I can write on one side, both sides. I think what I'll do is after Christmas sometime, because I've had a couple of notepads so far this year in the advent calendar, what I'll do is I'll do a separate video where I compare them all and we can take a closer look at it then. So I'll pop that to one side, fetch back in my notebook. So as I said, remember, Tom River paper, fetch back in the card. So here we go. I'm not really seeing a lot of the sheen coming off. I mean, I think there is some there and it is slightly silver, but it could be it needs a little bit longer to dry. If we take a look at where I did the writing, again, not seeing much in the way of shimmer. Could be because I was just dipping the pen. I don't know. I need to play around a bit more with this. I do have some comparisons today. I remember to do them again. The first one, slightly darker in colour, but it's Robert Oster Great Southern Ocean. Again, this ink, it reminds me of oceans and seas when it's stormy. But definitely darker, definitely bluer. The next one I've got, ignore the sheen in colour. The sheen is very red. But if we look at the background colour, and I know there's only a little tiny bit showing up there, that does look close. Certainly to where I've got that bowl cut of the swatch. So not exact matches, but fairly close. I'll fetch in my chromatography. So here we go. So looking at the chromatography on this, we've got quite a bit of pink in there. As we can see, that's going up and it's getting darker. I would say then we've got, I'm going to call it brown. It could be a golden yellow, but it looks brownish to me. Then we move into some pale blue. Finally at the top, we've got a slight bit of darker blue. So quite a nice looking chromatography sheet there. So this is the Diamine Inkvent 2021, day number 9, Storm.